Hello and welcome to your December 2021 Mindful Movers class. I thought for this month I'd do a holiday flow. You could do it in your jammies, a holiday vibe. I'm wearing leggings. That's what I feel comfortable in. I do wear leggings to bed, anywho. Yeah, so in this season, there's so much going on for anyone, but also dancers have Nutcracker and a lot else going on. And sometimes we need to just step back and restore, right? Because our bodies aren't machines. Even machines like cars need to have gas, need maintenance, right? So we do need that time to step back and give our bodies, our minds, our spirits they need. So we can be the best artists we can be, but arguably more importantly, be the best people we can be. Right? All of that said, we'll ground in for a nice sort of slow flow, easy. You don't need to be super worn for this, nothing crazy with our bodies. And we'll get going. Let's start in a child's pose. I should also say props. A blanket, if you have a yoga blanket, wonderful. If you don't, all good. Could be just a blanket in your house, right? Blocks, if you have them, would also be great. You could use books, water bottles, right? Household items like that can be a great alternative. So we're going to come back to a child's pose. I know for me, it feels a little more comfortable and cozy, better on my knees. In child's pose to place a blanket under my knees and shins. So reaching out, back up just a little, make sure you can keep seeing me. Reaching out. You could reach your arms long. You could drape your arms by your sides, which would be the true classical child's pose, just like you might see little baby sleeping. Right? Taking a few breaths here just to check in to notice what it is you need, what it is you do not need. What's going on in your body, your mind, your spirit. This practice is a time to help reset, restore, get you back to balance. Another few breaths. Seeing if you can fill up from belly, low belly, even pelvis, all the way up to the collarbones, all that beautiful space you have for breath. And then a nice deep breath out. Couple more, as deep as you can find, all that beautiful space for breath. Last breath in. And breath out. Wonderful. We're going to start to get a little more active through the arms. So lifting up through forearms, seeing if you can push into every knuckle, every fingertip. Almost feel it dragging back with your arm. And then if you have blocks from there, you can put a hand on blocks. You could also, if you don't have anything like that, you could go on your fingertips, make a little tent with your hands. Feel that action through your arms, energizing. Sometimes in winter, we can start to feel a little sleepy, a little down, need a little energy. I'm gonna walk over to the right. I'm trying to keep the left hip mainly where it is. It might move a little, right? But we're trying to find nice space through that left side body. Wonderful. Going the other way. And your right hip might move a little, right? But not too much, because we do want to keep that space open in the right side body here. I personally got a little space challenge, doing my best. Couple more breaths. Noticing what space is there, noticing what tightness might be there. One last breath. Wonderful. If you have blocks, you can put them to the side. Coming forward to a tabletop pose. So shifting just to the side for a moment to remind, shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Scooping for a gentle pulling up of low belly into back belly, keeping your back supported. And tailbone to sky, let the belly dip. Big breath in, cow pose. Tailbone up, let the back come up, let the head go. Kitty cat pose. Meow, meow. Tailbone up, belly down, big breath in. Flowing other direction, tailbone down, back coming up, let your head go. Good. Moving through in your own time. Please do not let me rush you. I'll just do this inside a couple rounds in case, again, you need a visual. Couple more rounds, taking anything else that might feel good to you, maybe looking back at your feet. All right, maybe coming forward a little bit and back to child's. This is your flow. What do you need to reset and restore? Good. Now from there, please move your knees a little bit back, a few inches, nothing huge. So from here, maybe back here. And we're going to start to make a circle with the body, coming forward to the left, going to right, back to the right, over to left. Left forward, right forward, back right, back left. Good, and keeping that circle going. Breathing deep. Sometimes in winter and holidays, a lot pent up anxiousness, energy, this up energy. Things like this can start to move that out in a gentle way. Meeting the body in that up state. Also, if you've been in Nutcracker, a lot going on, a lot of energy. Good, we'll move in the other directions with swirling hips, forward to right, up left, back right, up right, up left, back left, over right. Good. Keeping that breath moving, flowing through. What do you need to restore and reset? What do you not need? What would adding more of keep you out of balance rather than bringing you into balance? Let's take one last round. Wonderful. All right. So again, pressing into hands. Again, that pushing into every knuckle, every fingertip. Also a sort of drag back. And hands are fanned out as well, I should say, like starfish, but this gentle J shape between thumb and index finger on each side. Okay. So finding that and then stepping back to plank. Feeling a little lift through the low belly. Try not to let the hips sag. Shoulder blades broad on the back, but collar blades also broad. Feel shoulders draw slightly back, chin slightly lift, looking both out and up, and hips to sky, down, up. Few breaths here. So just a quick note that many dancers are very, very bendy. So in down dog, letting the shoulders sag, nope, not great for our shoulders. Right, so especially if that's you, if you're one of those bendy bodies, feeling forearms and thighs sort of resist your mat, lifting a little bit away, right? So the triangle becomes a little bigger, the triangle between your body and the mat. letting head go, finding breath here. Maybe finding a little movement. One heel dropping, other heel comes up, maybe walking your dog in that way. Maybe stillness is what you need to be in balance. Right? What do you need to reset and restore? Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, another couple breaths. Deep breaths, filling from pelvis all the way to collarbones if you can. It's what we're reaching for. And when you're ready, jump, hopping or stepping forward to a forward fold. So bending knees generally, especially if you're especially if you're not warm. Letting your head go. And as you're ready, coming through a flat back, long spine, reaching up to the sky. Come back. Just so I can make sure you can keep seeing me. Wonderful. All right, mountain pose. This pose is literally the foundation of every other pose. So very important to key into the details here. Feel like grounding down through the big toe mounds, the space just closer to the ankles than the big toes. But a lift of your insteps at the same time. Inner thighs draw back, tailbone drops. Shoulders roll up and back, collarbones broad, yet soften your front ribs down towards your pelvis. Maybe lift your chin a little bit. You could close your eyes if that does not feel comfortable for you. Totally great, totally fine. You could just look softly forward. What does it feel like to be in this place? Supported, balanced, in balance, as we work towards resetting, restoring. Okay, wonderful. Taking a little flow here. Variation on sun, salutation A. Hello, sun. Thank you for being bright and beautiful, even in the winter when it can feel a little cold. Reaching up, Harigasana, hands together overhead and coming through heart center. Let your head go. Big breath in, long spine. Let that release. We're going to step back, please, with your right foot. Low lunge, reaching up. Again, feeling a grounding through that front heel, push through there. Feel it drag back towards your back knee. Maybe a little guiding back of that left hip. Front ribs soften down. From here, we're going to take a twist. So your right back of hand to the outside of your front left thigh. Other arm going back, finding space. Good. We're going to let that release, swim that top arm forward and down. Long spine forward. Breath out, shifting back. Half of a split. So here, my right hip is over my right knee. Other leg forward. The left toes up to the sky, foot flexed. Blocks could be totally great here, right? Again, often with bendy bodies, what can be more productive in the long run, focusing more on supporting your joints with your strength rather than pushing your joints to the limits of their flexibility. It can cause a lot of problems down the road if we keep pushing that. Couple more breaths. Wonderful. Coming forward. You're going to come to plank. Shifting forward, probably more than you need to, coming to the belly. We're going to interlace fingers behind, let the heart shine forward. Tailbone to heels, long spine. Pushing through tops of feet, inner thighs to sky. Again, Keep feeling that tailbone towards your heels. Breath out, let that release. Wonderful. Hands underneath your elbows, so behind, probably more than you think you need, okay? Either through a tabletop, or you could push through to plank, hips to sky down dog. Couple breaths here. When you're ready, place your right knee in towards your chest, foot in between your thumb. You can cheat it up if you need. Dropping back knee. Breath in, coming up. Again, push through that front heel. Feel that right hip guiding gently back. Front ribs soften down. Can you lift a little through your chin? Big breath in, long breath out, twisting towards your right. So back of left hand to outside of the thigh, other arm back. Breath in, a little length. Breath out, can you find a little bit of twist? Another couple breaths. And breath out, let the left release, other arm swims down. Shifting back to half split. So again, my left hip is right over my left knee, other leg forward, right toes flexed, toes right up to the sky. Blocks could be great, and especially if you have a bendy body, a more productive, helpful way to approach stretches like these, rather than going to the limits of your flexibility, can you support your joints with your strength? Especially today, focusing on being in balance, right? Being in balance in that way, supporting joints with your strength. Another couple breaths. Last breath, maybe feeling longer as you breathe in. Softening a little more as you breathe out. Good. Coming forward, weight on that front foot. Oh, excuse me. Back foot is going to step to front foot as we move through that. Good. Reaching up to sky, going back to soon keep seeing me. Hands to your heart center. And release. Wonderful. Another little similar flow. Reaching up, palms together overhead and folding at your hips. Let your head release. Good. Please stepping back with your left foot this time. And you're going to please take your left foot towards your right, towards the right side of your mat, so your hips open up to the left. Right? So it's a modified warrior 2. It's a warrior 2 shape. I'll turn to the side so you can see. So I'm here. This left foot is behind the left knee, going horizontally on the mat. Left arm goes forward, up, back. I bend deep, modified warrior 2, couple breaths. Can you feel this front right hip lift off your thigh? We don't want to be surfing forward. Good. Again, we push through that front heel. This right hip guiding gently back. Front ribs soften down. Can you lift a little through your chin? Finding your balance, your stability here. Good. Let's take the hands down. You're going to turn your front right toes to the side of the mat. Left arm goes forward, up, back. I'll turn to the side here just for a visual. See these toes aren't pointing right forward. My blanket is in the way of the visual. Good. You're going up and over with your left arm towards your right. Harigasana, gate pose. Now, maybe you could go all the way down here, but then look what's happening to this side body. You want to keep that longer. Right? So maybe you go just below your knee and you keep this nice and long, this underside body. Again, looking for balance. Another couple breaths. Good. Now we're going to take that top arm, go towards the leg, forward, down, hands back down. Turn your front toes back to the top of your mat, your left foot back towards the back of the mat, so back in a low lunge. And then you're gonna wiggle that front foot towards the outer edge of your mat. This is a lizard pose. You could dig your back toes down, right? So essentially, this is a low lunge with the front foot wider towards the edge of the mat. Okay. Works into the hips a little bit more. Blocks could be wonderful here. Maybe you shake out your head, finding breath. What do you need to restore and reset? Awesome. All right. Moving through to the other side. So wiggling front toes back closer to center. Let's come on the belly. Baby Cobra. So again, I'll turn to the side for a visual. My hands under my elbows. So farther back probably than you think they need to be. Nice. So pushing through tops of feet, inner thighs to sky, tailbone to heels, supporting the low back, finding that balance and stability in the body. Another couple breaths. Wonderful. From here, either through tabletop, or you can push right up to plank, hips to sky, down dog. We'll head into the other side. So use your left foot in between your thumbs, drop the back knee. Taking this right foot towards my left side of mat. So my hips are open to the right. Right arm goes forward, up, back, hips and torso are facing my right side, right long side of mat. Lifting a little through this front hip. So I'm not surfing forward. Grounding down through this front heel. Guiding this left hip gently backwards. Wonderful. Hands down. Dial toes, please, towards right long side of mat. Coming up, up and over with the right arm. Gate pose. If you need another visual, again, I'll turn forward. Harigasana gate pose. I could go all the way here, but my body's not then in balance. As long as you're not putting pressure on the knee, go a little bit forward of that and keep this underside body on your left a little bit longer. Giving yourself that space. Top arm forward, down. Wiggling your left toes back to top of mat, coming forward. Weight into front foot, back foot to front foot. Forward fold. Either toes together, heels tiny bit apart, or you could do your feet as wide apart as your hips. Parallel second position. Maybe a ragdoll feels good, holding opposite elbow. Letting your head release. What do you need to rest, restore, come back to balance? Wonderful. Through halfway lift. Rising back up to vertical. Again, I'll come back so you can keep seeing me in the camera. Reaching up to sky. Can you find those mountain pose elements we found? I'm going to interlace fingers, palms to sky. Breath in long. Breath out, stay. Breath in maybe a little bit longer. Breath out, we're going to side bend over to the right. Breath in long, breath out over to the left. A couple breaths. And keeping space in the left underside, We also don't want to come up through the right foot, trying to keep equal weight in both feet. Breath in, up. Let hands release if that feels good. Interlacing hands behind back. Lifting heart. Breath out. Low belly to tops of thighs, rippling through. Let head go. Another easy forward fold. Chest opening. Let head go. Good. Halfway lift from here. Rising back up. Let any of that go. Good. In winter, when it gets cold, or even just as a stress response, we can do this. Right? Those sorts of poses nice for keeping this collarbone area nice and open, staying in balance. All right, wonderful. Couple balance poses. Nothing too crazy. Gonna pop the left toe, take it to the side, and then go up to your tree pose. Could even kickstand your toes. Go on your ankle, your calf. Please not on the knee. We don't want to push sideways on the knee. Could cheat it up to your thigh if that feels best for you today. Is that what you need to rest and restore? Arms up to sky, finding a steady gaze forward. Ribs softly down, chin slightly lifts. Good. One more deep breath. And then we're going to take the right hand just below the right knee for a balance to the side. You could take this left arm up. I don't have the space for it, but you could extend your left hand sideways towards the right out from the shoulder. Is this right hip hiking up? Can you guide it gently in and down? Good. Letting that release when it feels best for you. Other side. Popping up the left heel, left knee towards the side. You could kickstand, ankle, calf, maybe cheat it up to your inner thigh, please not on the knee. If that is what will help you be in balance today. What do you need to rest and restore? That's the key thing. Maybe arms come up to sky. You could also just keep hands at heart center. That's beautiful, wonderful, fine. Your practice, making choices that are best for you in your practice. Good. Releasing that as you are ready. Please don't let me rush you if you feel like you're in a good spot. When you're ready, left hand to just below the left knee, guiding your left hip in and down. Maybe your right hand goes out towards the right from the shoulder. Last little cherry on top could be maybe for an extra balance challenge, you look at that right hand. Maybe that's not what you need to rest, restore, and be in balance, as I've said a million times. I think it's so important. Right arm could be up to sky. Up to you, your practice. Letting all that release, give it a shake out. Wonderful. All right, coming to a chair pose. Feet could be all the way together if it feels better on your knees, or you're carrying someone special, which all the poses on the belly, I hope you know, not best for you. Anywho, your version of a chair pose, sitting deep, raising arms up, inner thighs squeeze together, moving out all that excess tension, stress, that up energy. And as you're ready to sit and sit and sit. Good. We're going to take a simple forward fold. I would recommend sitting on something just so we can make sure the pelvis is aligned as it needs to be for the safety and health of our backs and all that is connected to it. Reaching up, big breath in, low belly comes to upper thighs first, like tape going on a package, right? Bend the knees a little bit if that is best for you. Wherever you are today, maybe this isn't your deepest stretch ever, not the point. Point again, finding that rest, renew, bringing our bodies back to balance. And this crazy, crazy time for everyone, but arguably even more so for dancers in nutty season, as I like to call it. Letting the head go. What do you need? Let it release. Breath in long through spine. Breath out, let it release. Wonderful. Breath in long through your spine. We're going to come to a bridge pose. So I will do this to the side just for the best visual. So on your back. So a common cue for this, for placement of your feet, is so you can just about tickle it. So I know, because I have a very long torso, which I can't change, that's just what it is, I got to go a little bit farther than that. All right, so just keeping that in mind. If you have a longer torso in relation to your legs, you're going to want to go a little bit farther than that, but otherwise, tickling your heels, generally pretty good for most people. Feet hips distance apart, feeling inner thighs squeezing into each other, pushing into your heels, also feeling your heels drag back towards your pelvis, towards your back. And then we're going to feel tailbone towards backs of knees, rising vertebra by vertebra, each little bone in your back, rising up. You could interlace hands below you. That feels good. Feeling shoulders go in towards each other, not down your back. Down your back is actually not great for your shoulders. And back and everything connected with it. Couple breaths here. And that nice opening through the chest when we can tend to cave in during the winter with stress and cold. And breath out, lowering down, vertebra by vertebra. Please resist the urge to let your knees come in towards each other. Letting your knees knock into each other, rather. So feet as wide as your mat, knees knock into each other. This is constructive rest. And dancers, especially ballet dancers, I think this is a lovely thing to do every single day. To balance out, because it's a different set of muscles, right? That are turning us out, external rotation and internal rotation, right? Giving both those attention and love. All right, from here, let's take bottoms of feet together, knees to side, reversing what we just did. Little love for the inner thighs, the groin area, the hips. You could support with props just above the backs of your knees is great for this. Very lower thighs. Sometimes I like to feel my breath, hands in my belly. You could also have arms up. Palms to sky brings a little more opening and energy. Palms down can feel a little bit more grounding. What do you need to come back to balance? To maintain balance, perhaps, if you feel like you're there. Okay. Another couple breaths. Wonderful. As you are ready, don't let me rush you. Flux aside. Shifting hips over a little bit over to the left, let your knees fall to the right. Easy lying twist. Looking to the left, but letting your head softly settle back towards your knees, towards your right. Breathing easy. Wonderful. As you are ready, knees up to sky. Again, please don't let me rush you if you're in a good spot. Hips shift to your right, knees fall to your left. Looking over to the left. Arms in a place that feels balancing, rejuvenating, restoring to you. Head gently drapes back towards your left. Softening through the head and neck. Face and teeth and jaw as well. Can you breathe out any tension you notice there? Wonderful. As you're ready, knees up to sky. Hips shift back to center. Let's take a happy laughing baby. My apologies for the visual here. Feet to sky, knees bent. You could hold on the inside of your feet. Maybe that feels nice. Maybe outside if that feels good. What do you need? What do you not need to be in balance? To come closer to balance. Wonderful. As you are ready, lengthening legs long for your final rest. Making yourself cozy. Maybe it feels nice to put a blanket on your hips, can be very grounding. Could do support, again, just above the backs of your knees. Can feel really nice on the low back. Just a little time for all the lovely work you did. Find balance, rest and restore, letting that all soak into the body. Staying here as long as you may need. If you are ready to move on with the day, move any props out of the way. Knees coming in towards your chest, coming on to the side. Head can rest on your bicep like a pillow. Pushing yourself up to a seat as you are ready. And I'd recommend something to sit on, nice and supportive. Taking your time here, right? Noticing breath. Noticing how you feel after this practice. Maybe you're in jammies, ready to go to bed or to start your day if you're practicing in the morning. Maybe it's midday and you're still in jammies, power to you. Maybe reflecting on choices you could make, changes you could make even perhaps. To find that balance within yourself. Maybe this was just a little time to help get you there, closer to there, and that's wonderful. Whatever it is to you, it is your practice. Another couple breaths. Eyes closed or looking softly forward. And hands to heart center. Bowing to the teacher and the student within. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining me for our December Mindful Movers class. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, however you celebrate. Time with family, friends, hopefully finding a little rest, staying cozy, and I will see you again next month or talking on our social media accounts. You can always feel free to reach out with any comments, questions, feedback. I always appreciate that. All that aside, I will see you again soon, and thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.